Walton council members discussed progress on a law to allow ATVs and UTVs on town roads at a meeting held Monday, November 13th.
The snowmobile club in that area was present at that public meeting, and a lot of great questions. And I can tell you, the snowmobile club welcomes opening up their trails to four-wheelers and ATVs.
So that's different than the response we're getting from.
Well, from two, yes. But I bet you there was probably 10 or 12 members of their snowmobile club there. It was very informative. One thing I did learn.
The issue is, this. The snowmobile club may be willing to open the trails. They do not own the trail.
No.
So therefore, it is a prerogative of the owners of that land to open it up. Right. So I don't give a, you know what?
What?
About what the club says. I want to know what the owner says.
And they are forming a club to answer that exact question.
The owners are forming a club with the owners?
No, there's a club that
includes the owners.
There is a club that they're forming. They're starting a club, ATV club, and they are going to contact owners of trails or owners of property that go along a trail to get their take on
their written agreement on it.
Right. Yes. So very preliminary. Very preliminary. But here's my
listen. I wholeheartedly support the trails being ATV capable. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. The concern that some of the snowmobile people in our community already brought over are valid because, for example, New York State does not allow you to use ATVs on state parks where there's snowmobile trails.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
So that is a precedent. Okay. Most people, will think twice about having ATVs all year round through their property. Once again, I support it, and I would love for it to happen. But it's going to take a lot of negotiation with those landowners and a lot of warranties as far as how much policing is done in order to prevent destruction of the property.
But that's not on us.
But that's not
the reason.
The reason I'm bringing this up.
But we're trying to moderate the conversation, so that when the conversation happens, it is successful in favor of using it.
Right. So when we first started talking about this, for some reason I had it in my mind to align it with a club. Yeah. Because that's what Stanford did, and seems to be working out good for Stanford.
Good.
However, I was under the false impression that in order for you to, if we passed a local law allowing ATVs on the road, you had to be aligned with a club. We can't do that according to law. That's what they expressed to me. If we pass a local law allowing ATVs and UTVs on town roads, we can't write into the local law except our only club members. We can't do that. We have to allow everyone to do that. Now we can, and we'll work on it, but we can develop a registration and a fee schedule for everyone to be able to ride on town roads. And as soon as I get with Carly and we figure out the fee schedule and the local law and all that, I'll present it to the board. So
I'm not sure we can have a fee schedule.
I didn't think we could either.
We can have, well,
yes,
they
do up north, right?
If you look at Lewis County, Lewis County has a trail system.
Right.
You pay a fee. They have real strict guidelines. I still want to address how they do it, whether they discuss it over there or not, because when you look at Lewis County, it says you pay that fee, but you cannot. You can ride on a trail portion, like on the lands that are, but on the public highways, you can't ride a UTV if it's over 1,000 pounds.
Right. That,
So-
and the local law that we will develop will
Yeah.
address exactly that.
Yeah.
You have to fall within the New York State
I mean, that's,
guidelines.
That's where, I don't know what the hell the state's doing, why they can't. This has been going on, trying to get this law changed for years.
Yeah.
And they just keep dragging their feet on it, and they're, you
It's
know.
a revenue source. You would think they would be happy
Wait,
because
in
you're gonna
this
have
area-
to license it.
My idea would be to have a trail system, a fee system. We can't require our own registration, we can have a fee. But to get some of the landowners, I mean, I'd be willing to pay a couple $100 for a permit or whatever you wanna call it. a fee.
Permit, yeah, if I say
But I-
registration, I meant, you
But
know,
I think,
some form
some
to,
of
yeah.
like you said, some of the landowners are gonna really balk at this. So you need some incentive to get them on board, whether it's, you know.
Well, liability, again, liability is a
Right.
big issue.
Whether
Somebody
you,
rolls their ATV in my land and breaks their neck, okay? They have to have insurance to have the ATV, okay? Now, is it a non-fault insurance? What kind of insurance is it? All this other stuff that comes with it, okay? So, again, all of those things have to be addressed.
yeah, it'd be like same as the snowmobile. You'd have to have
Same as
insurance.
a snowmobile. It's,
But- What I started to say was, I don't know if there's some way that if you had a fee system, the landowners could get a break on their taxes, or somehow you could
Yeah, sure.
compensate them for allowing them.
Mm-hmm.
You give them
Yeah,
a certain amount for it being.
Yeah, make it
Right.
make it palatable for them.
yeah.
Like a lease.
there is a movement. I know Courtright and Stanford both allow ATVs on town roads. Colchester's
So
moving
have
in that
we-
direction.
Have we invited them to one of our meetings,
Tompkins.
or have them, or can we go and visit them and learn how they did it?
I can have a discussion with
That's
the.
I mean, I think
Yeah, that's
that
what-
we need to
yeah,
look
that's
at.
what-
There's no sense in reinventing the wheel.
Right.
If they're
yeah.
doing it successfully
Yeah, yes.
and
yes.
they've done it for
Yes.
more than 6 months, I think that we can learn from them, and
Yes,
Definitely,
I
yeah.
do have I do have a copy of the local law that Courtright used.
we can have our lawyer contact their lawyer and say, hey,
Now,
what's
let me
going on?
do some legwork first. Let me get the actual local laws, and then we'll put something together.
Because we have an obligation, since we lost snowmobiles on our roads.
Oh yeah, listen. I think
to
this is
allow properly
Definitely,
registered
yeah.
ATVs on our roads.
yes. And one other thing that
You know,
came up
fair
at
for one,
the
fair for the other.
one other thing that came up at that discussion was the number of snowmobile days that we've had in Delaware County over the last 20 years is has significantly decreased.
Well, part of it too is the trails are closed until hunting season's over, and hunting season runs right all the way through December now. By
Right.
the time you look at bow,
Yeah.
late bow season and everything else, now it used to be, when we were kids, you could ride if you had snow in November, December. You rode, so you're losing at least a month right there that you can't.
Oh yeah,
You
At
can't
least a month.
legally
Even
ride
if you
because.
have decent weather, you can't ride.
right. So
Did they address at all the law, like the weight restriction? I mean.
no, didn't say anything about that. But there was the meeting was very positive, and
Yeah.
it was received very well. Art Merrill was there, Town of Colchester supervisor, and there's discussion. I think there's a movement in some other. Like I mentioned, Colchester and Tompkins is looking at the same thing of allowing.
I think we need to get a hold of our state reps and
Yeah.
the assembly and the senate. And
Yes, yes.
And pester them
I
about this.
did. Last time I spoke with Senator Oberacker, I put it in his ear. So,
I know they probably don't think it's any big deal, but as far as the economy around here, that would be
it's huge.
a hell of a boost to
It's huge.
to be able to do, ride and go to
Yeah.
restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think that the overall, the resurgence of the Catskills as a region for the people from the city, Long Island, New Jersey to escape to, okay, is a very appealing process that we should encourage.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
because I think that type of tourism is has longevity, has appeal to the area, okay, and is not damaging to the area as much. People come in, they do their weekend, they come in, they go to their camping site or small house rental site, whatever it is, and they can ride their ATV around. Type of situation. I mean, if you look, I just came from a cross-country trip, and I tell you something, there's ATVs all over the place,
Oh, yes.
all over the place.
So
Okay,
just to make it clear, this is just for town roads. This has nothing to do with any
Right.
trails or anything. This is just for town
Which is
roads.
basically a way for them to get between trails, like the snowmobile was. That's basically why we
But
said.
we
Not
should,
necessarily, because I have a neighbor who just moved up here from Connecticut. I assume that they're part-time residents that are here from Connecticut. And
He uses that for his transportation.
they just ride up and down my road all day.
Yeah.
Up to the dead end, turn around, come back down. They went on Jeff McNee's property without permission, and now there are posted signs up where they were riding, so they limit it to the road, basically. But
Yeah.
but I
it's
think
not a big deal. It's not an
I
inconvenience to
think
me or anything.
your idea of enhancing, enticing the property owners to allow the ATV ride, the trail system to be developed is a very good one. Now, that may involve us if we're going to give them a, taxation
The
thing
take I got
or-
is, I don't want to speak for the town of Colchester,
Yeah.
but that would be solely on a club. The town, I wouldn't recommend we get involved with anything with a trail system. Our focus would be town roads, and that's it. If there's a club that gets developed in Walton where they can align with Colchester and Tompkins, obviously that would be the way to go. But kind of like the snowmobile clubs. There's a number of people in each snowmobile club that belong to a number of towns around here, and so
it's a little different because
yeah.
first of all, like you said, the snowmobiles have very little use in this area. Number two, the ATVs cause more destruction. And number three, they run all year round.
Yeah. So that's why we limit it just to town roads. So, okay, good discussion, and I will have more.
As far as, and this was sort of their argument, the guys who were here were saying, well, they tear up the trails and stuff. Well, I'm telling you, when you have a snowmobile, it's got spikes sticking out of the track like this.
Yeah.
They tear up a hell of a lot more than a rubber tire does.
Yeah.
If you ride them in not heavy snow.
Right.
Yeah,
And
of
like
course.
I said, if you go where it's really noticeable, if you go through Trout Creek,
If I
and you
was,
can see right where they ride along the road,
Yeah.
a little bit of
Yeah,
snow,
yeah.
all you see is this mud track going up there where they tore that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not knocking them, believe me. I love riding snowmobile. I got rid of my snowmobiles because we don't ever get any snow.
Yeah.
So, or like I said, a UTV or an ATV can ride pretty all year long. So.
yeah.
All right, but anyways, great discussion. I will have more at our next meeting. Moving forward with that. Okay, that's all I have.
To subscribe or advertise, call 607-464-4009.